you?
Yes, the next one is IPification from Hong Kong.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Hey guys, great to see you.
Please.
How's it going? Can you see the deck?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Delighted to be here. I'm Stefan. I'm the CEO of IPification, the company that changes the way of how we authenticate our mobile devices. We are all familiar with SMS one-time codes problems. They do not arrive always. They interrupt the user experience, but most importantly, they are insecure and prone to SIM swap attacks because SMS was never intended to be used for this purpose. Good news is that we have already started commercializing the alternative solution and started with healthy revenues in last year, but way bigger expansion is expected in the next period. So what's the magic trick of multiplying our revenues 50 times in such short period of time? First of all, a very solid telecom networks footprint that we've established in the last 3 years of hard work. 26 telecom operators live in 11 markets, covering over 350 million subscribers. And that's just the beginning. Secondly, we signed agreements with already entrenched market players, whether they are in the A2P SMS space, in the payment space, in the platform space, who are using our connectivity and technology to satisfy their customers' mobile authentication needs. Third, and most importantly, our telecom-based backbone solution is unique. It represents a super strong possession factor verification, and it's currently the only market solution that is able to verify 3 most important network elements: phone number, SIM card number, and device number in a single click based on the user's IP address. All the other solutions that are dependent on the SMS or header enrichment are unfortunately already crippled, and as such, they have a shelf life. You can see that the real-time user experience of one super app that they just launched this month. So the user is entering the phone number and just click verify. No need for an SMS, no need for voice call. The phone number, SIM card number, and device number is seamlessly verified in a single click. IPification will become the norm, which is important not only for us as a company, but for the entire digital ecosystem. Our efforts have been recognized by some of the leading global awards in the space during last year. As you can see here, we have assembled a highly experienced team that all share the same vision that next generation mobile authentication must be secure, must be frictionless, and it must protect the end user data and privacy. So please join us to make this vision a reality. So thanks a lot for your time and yeah, welcoming your questions.
Thanks, Stefan.
Thank you, Kate.
It's time for judges.
Stefan, it's Lisa. I've got a question in relation to device.
Yes.
Is it only mobile devices that you're looking to apply this to, or could it be any device?
No, it's only mobile devices because we are working with telecom network operators. So the information that we are picking up are the information that are sitting in the core network of telecom network providers. So yeah, it's purely for mobile devices and mobile services.
And where do you see your growth? Where's it going to come from?
I mean, from millions of services that are on the mobile space. I mean, basically the applications ranging from OTT space, e-commerce space, fintech wallets, banking. Raiffeisen Bank just signed up with us, in 13 markets, etc. So basically, any service provider that interacts with their users on mobile, and today that's pretty much, I think, every service, because this is the device that is becoming, a part of every person. So yeah, it's just of scaling up in different sectors, in different markets, and etc. Because the solution is completely scalable all across the globe.
And last question, is the telco selling for you, or are you only selling direct?
It can be both. I mean, usually a lot of telecoms are, I hate to say lazy. They expect, the traffic and the revenues to come on their gateway. And yeah, most of the international traffic and international merchants are coming from our end. But locally, a lot of telecoms are also selling this service to a couple of their enterprise customers they have.
Okay, thanks.
I see that your revenue in Q3 of 2020 was 1.8 million, correct?
Yes, sorry, 1.8.
8.
Sorry. Yes, yes. I mean, we started with the revenues in the end of Q2 last year. So we were expecting to end up the year with 1.7, 1.8, but actually we went over 2 point something last year, thanks to some services, thanks to COVID that speed up the transaction volumes. So yeah, we are very much positive and looking for great numbers this year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Stefan.
Hi.
So, seems like a great achievement to have 2.2 million in revenue. But what was the gross profit out of this turnover?
It's I mean it's roughly 40% on top of that. I mean what we are, I mean, our business model is basically the revenues are coming to our end, and then roughly 40 to 50% of it goes to telecom network providers. So we split the revenues between us and telco providers because we are leveraging on their network infrastructure. So yeah, basically if we sign the deals with the merchants, which I say this is the most common case with international clients coming from all these big companies out of US and Asia, or the operators are getting the revenues if we are talking about some local clients that they signed up with. So basically in the first case, all the revenues are hitting our bank account first, and then we are splitting to whatever operators this traffic happen, or it's vice versa.
So there will be a 40% margin average for IPification.
Correct. In some markets, I don't know, some countries in Eastern Europe, such as Serbia, Montenegro, Croatia, we even managed to reach 80 to 100%, because this service is super important for app developer, because they don't care whether they pay 2 cents for SMS or they will pay 3-4 cents for IPification. For them is most importantly to get the user inside the app, because they paid $2, $3 to user install the app, and imagine the user didn't receive an SMS code. It's not only they fail in marketing costs, but this guy goes to Google Play and put a 1-star rating and etc. This is the worst app, etc. because he was actually stopped at the gateway. And some of the case studies we've been doing, roughly 88% of delivery rate of an SMS in many markets. So can you imagine 10 to 12% of the user never happens to verify their phone number and enter the app, which is super bad thing, for the developers. So the authentication cost for them is really marginal cost compared to their core business. They are in food delivery, in banking, etc. They don't care about SMS marginal costs going up and down.
And you are based in Hong Kong, and you are originally from?
I'm originally from Serbia, but I'm in Asia for 8-9 years. Yeah, we are based out of Hong Kong, but we do have the entities in Serbia and in Switzerland. I mean, Switzerland is our let's say Western based entity. I mean, to be honest, just to avoid all the geopolitics stuff that happened in the last 2-3 years, China, US trade wars and etc. So it needed to help us out, sign up some Western deals. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Stefan.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Stefan,
Yes.
Lena, can I ask one question?
Yes, please.
Stefan, you have mentioned in your pitch that this year you would be generating $35 million in revenue.
Yeah, I mean, roughly. I mean, we are expecting to have somewhere between 25 to 40. Hopefully, if everything comes up with the channel partners we signed up with, mostly with the A2P SMS aggregators that we have, you know, the voucher transactions, etc. So hopefully the COVID, etc.
Let's say even if you can generate $25 million, what is the strategy here? And if you could make 40% margins on that, what would be the need to raise further capital? I mean, that's a pretty decent sized returns to continue growing the business, right?
Correct. But just, I'm not sure, I guess you're familiar, but the telecom-based business is really capital intensive, because with a lot of telecom providers, in order to get the deals, especially with the big ones in Indonesia and in India that we are signing up with, these guys are asking for huge commitments on an annual basis. So that's the main reason why we are searching for smart capital and for fundraising, basically to support you know, expansion globally and not to go into slow mode, you know, like
what is the capital you would need to get to $25 million that you are expecting this year?
We are targeting somewhere between, you know, 10 to 20 million
in capital raise to get to 25.
Raise. Yeah, this year.
And do you have LOI signed with the telecom partners in India and Indonesia, meaning non-binding LOI, not the binding LOI, but the non-binding ones?
We are having more than that. Two biggest operators in Indonesia are actually finalizing the production integration. So we've signed the term sheets and etc. We are in the final phase of finalizing the agreement with both of them. And in India, we are finalizing the agreement with unfortunately the smallest one, the fourth one, the BSNL. But anyway, we are in discussion with the others as well. But hopefully, you know, that's where a lot of traffic and revenues will come, you know, this year.